It is March 21st, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl or at thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A fabulous Friday morning for everybody. It's sunny and chilly here in Toronto. It's not snowing like in Omaha, Nebraska, but instead we got some sunny weather, but with a little bit of chilliness. Jeremy Lambert joins us as always, 5 days a week. Lamberts, how you doing, buddy?
Well, finally getting over everything. Probably still cough during the show. I don't know what the weather's like out here. It's like cold, I think. Let's see.
Looks sunny when you look out there. Got those two cars and it's sunny, palm trees, everything's nice.
It's allegedly 34 out. So there you go.
It's like 2 or 3 degrees. It's not too bad for the people who, speak normal.
It's coldish, I guess, but it'll be all right. We'll get things done.
1 degree feels like -4 here in Toronto.
Oh, all right.
It's whatever. That's the wind chill. That's if you get caught in the wind, but it's okay. Yeah, it looks like California somewhere. That's all that matters. And today it's nice. It's just chilling. Why not? We got a fun show. We don't have any guests scheduled, but it's Friday, so you know that someone always just pops up because, and we're always welcoming of those people. It's a static link. Just show up. Maybe Joe DeFalco is going to show up again. He's threatened it.
Joe is fantastic.
Worth noting, by the way, today, the Super Chats. Any Super Chat that is sent to this show will be going to the Chris Bey benefit show that is happening this weekend in Las Vegas. If you can catch it on Triller, it is available to watch if you're in that area of the world and you can make it. It's at the Vail Pavilion. And you can go check that out. Tickets, I believe, they're definitely not sold out, but they start at, I believe, about $35 or maybe even cheaper if you go check it out. But if you can, you should, you would. And again, all of the Super Chats that come in today are going to that benefit directly to Chris Bey. And we're looking forward to a really fun show this weekend from FSW.
They got Karen Cross against Hammerstone on that show. Swerve against Kenny King. Ricochet is supposed to make an appearance. So the Rascals are on the show. They're still waiting on a couple of names who may or may not be announced, but it seems like it's going to be a really good show. There's no major shows going on this week. Collision, obviously, but Collision's taped. Like, this is kind of the biggest show of the weekend. I don't feel like it's too far of a stretch.
Yeah, I don't think it's not too hyperbole. It's a benefit show. It is a very Forbidden Door-esque show. You've got all these wrestlers from literally every major company, including WWE. I think I figured out who the women are, by the way, or at least one of them.
Oh, do you want to put it in the private chat? Because I know them.
You do know them, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I'm almost certain that, hold on.
I did get the scoop on them, yeah.
Because one of them has to be this person because they were also referenced in the interview. Has to be.
Incorrect.
Really? Okay.
I thought the same thing, but no.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll find out when the time is right. But regardless, this is a show that is worth putting your money towards if you can. Again, and the Super Chats today are going to go towards Chris Bey. If you didn't have a chance yet to check out his Chris Van Vliet interview, that was a 90-minute banger. I really enjoyed that. Talked a lot about his gratitude about the injury itself, and of course his hopes to it's not about getting back in the ring, but it's just getting back to a quality of life that he is comfortable with, that he is confident with. He talked about, he's starting to lift a little bit. He was at 320 lifting before the injury, and now he's about 95 pounds lifting. But he's looking at the bright side of things. I think if you get a chance and you have some time, go listen to that Chris Van Vliet interview. Really, really good stuff. Chris often hits it right out of the park.
Yeah, the interview was great, as you would expect from there, from Chris Van Vliet and Bey, and really just touching and I was going to say engaging, but I don't feel like that's the right word.
I think it was. I would use engaging in certain ways because the conversation about gratitude and about the need to understand that this isn't the end and the redemption of it, I think that is engaging. I thought that was really, I thought it was. So sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was engaging. I just felt like engaging was a weird term to use for the interview. But sure, we'll go with engaging and definitely like touching, obviously insightful. It's called Insight, but just a really good listen for anybody. Like, even if you're not a wrestling fan, I think it's a really good listen.
Yeah, it's a story, and it's a story that's going to continue developing, and it's going to hopefully end, with what Bey is calling the greatest story ever told. And if he's able to come back to the ring at some point in his life, amazing. And if not, then I know he's going to be working his ass off every day just to be a little bit better than he was the day before. So good for him. Good for Chris. That was both Chris's had a really good chat. Again, I highly, highly recommend that you check it out. Lab Glass starting us off saying to the Bey. That'll go directly to Chris Bey. Again, super chats today going to Chris Bey and that benefit fund and that benefit show. Check it out. It's on Triller. We're going to be plugging it all throughout the show because that's just what we do. But I also got to do the internal plugs. So go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. Thumbs up. Yeah, come on, fireworks. Yeah, there we go. Early fireworks for an early SmackDown tonight. If you're watching on, the non-USA versions, get yourself a VPN. There's one that this site recommends. Go ahead and, of course, get into it. I think at 3 o'clock this afternoon on the East Coast. So go hear that. And you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What's wrong with you? Tell your friends, make those burner accounts, get us all the way up to 100,000 subscribers. Why not? So we can get our silver play button, and then we can look at each other and be like, look at us. Look at us. A lot of fun this weekend. Henry Bear saying, here for Bey love and Joel's AEW hate. That is a valid point. We'll talk a little bit about AEW today. I know you and SP3 had a good chat about some of the stuff that was and wasn't, and you and Jensen too talked a little bit about your thoughts on Dynamite. But yeah, big plans for the weekend now that you know that you don't have much else happening beyond a late collision and the Bey show.
I don't think so. I mean, no. Gonna watch sports. That's about it. Gonna watch the NCAA tournament. Probably hang out with the kids and hang out with the wife. That's about it, Joel. Not a busy person when there's not a bunch of wrestling going on. I don't want to be busy.
I know the feeling. By the way, screw you and your Colorado Avalanche last night.
Oh yeah, we dominated the Sens. We got hosed against the Leafs. So
what happened? One thing I needed the Avs to do, and they couldn't do it.
What happened was the Leafs tried to clear the puck on the penalty kill, and it literally hit the ref. Did you see this play?
No, I didn't. I know. Okay. I saw the score, and I know it was close, but what happened?
It was a 1-1 game in the third period. The Avs were on the power play. So the Leafs, penalty kills work. You clear the puck out of the zone. So they clear the puck, and the ref is standing at the opposite blue line, like the Avs blue line. And it hit the ref, and then it bounced back to like center ice. And then the Maple Leafs got a 2-on-1 on it. Like the ref fell down and everything. And it's like, can you not blow that play dead? The puck was just going to go into the zone. The goalie stops it behind the net. Avs reset the power play. That's how it goes. And instead, the ref gets in the way, falls down, puck hits them. Leafs get a odd man chance, and they score on it. And that turned out to be the game-winning goal. So that's what happened in that game, Joel. And then we took it out on the Sens last night. So I'm sorry.
Very clearly. At least we got one. We didn't give you a shutout, but 5-1.
Yeah, I was annoyed at that. It was 5-0 like late in the third. I was like, oh, okay. And then Wedgwood just gave up the one. I was like, that's lame. But what can you do? I was happy Brock Nelson finally got his first in an Avs uniform. Got 2 actually last night, but looked good last night after they played well against the Maple Leafs. The Leafs goalie Woll played really well and kept them in the game. And then Leafs got a very gratuitous bounce.
Henry's mentioning in soccer the play is called dead. It would be called dead in most NHL games too, but it's to the referee.
Different cook there for Toronto.
I mean, yes, we've been saying that for many, many years. I'm not too worried about the Sens. They are still in a wild card position as of right now. But when I saw how that was going last night, I was like, I'm glad I'm watching TNA despite my exhaustion level. So we're all good.
Well, you could have watched the game. The game started at 7 and it was over by the first period because it was like 4-0 after the first period.
And that's why I didn't bother. What an awful, awful existence that was. Kind of feel bad for the Sens when that stuff happens, when they get blown out. But
it happens to all teams.
That's true. I'm sure all those millions of dollars are being cried into as we speak, as they get ready for whatever they're doing this weekend. My kid's birthday party is this weekend. We're doing a birthday party for him on won't say when because I don't think weirdos are going to show up here, but we're looking forward to it. It's going to be busy. You ever ordered party pizzas? Like the big slab pizzas?
I mean, we just get like Pizza Hut or something like that.
We got Pizza, which is effectively Pizza Hut, but like
I thought Pizza was like Little Caesars.
I guess so. Only because the guy says pizza, but I guess it's like
Yeah.
Little Caesars.
Right.
It's fine. It's not the best. It's literally just it's a pizza place, and we've
Right.
got like a pepperoni, a cheese, and then for the adults, I got like a vegetarian large pizza because we have some who are vegetarian, and we're just like, hey, listen, if you want the pepperoni, meat eaters, you'll eat the pepperoni, and everyone else, the kids will eat whatever. But yeah, looking forward to that. We okay, I don't know how you grew up because we don't talk about this stuff because you and I are not friends. I didn't grow up having like big birthday parties. I had birthday parties when I was like 8 and up, so like for a few years, and we would go to like the Midway, which is like the arcade, or we would go to a place called Tunnels of Fun in Ottawa that doesn't exist anymore. That was like you crawl through the tunnels and it has the ball pits, and I forget what it's like, but what it used to be called. But yeah,
I can imagine.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, I didn't grow up with like getting a person like an entertainer or anything like that. A clown. We don't, well, not a clown in this case, but my wife grew up with those because her family, like, they would do events for everything, and it was always like they would make a big party. They would have all the friends and family come. So she's working on this. Oh, Cosmic Adventures. That's what it was called. Thank you, Jason. Yeah. I went to Tunnels of Fun. Everyone else went to Cosmic Adventures because that was like the mainstream place, and Tunnels of Fun was cheaper, and we're Jews. So anyway, we would do the Tunnels of Fun. So we didn't grow up with like getting entertainers. This one, we're doing this, and I'm like, I don't know what to expect having an entertainer for 90 minutes. My wife's like, it's basically like the Pied Piper. The person's gonna like walk them around and like do stuff and do party tricks while the parents make sure that their kids aren't like biting and fighting each other. And I'm like, wow, that actually sounds pretty good. I don't know what
So
to
I grew up more kind of how your wife did. Is we had like big, I don't say big. It was like 20 people or so,
Sorry, keep
including.
talking. This is literally the supermarket with the cake. One sec.
Oh, okay. What kind of cake are we getting here? That's what we need to know out of this thing. All right, so I grew up. I was going to tell the story of this. That let's all surmise what kind of cake Joel is getting for his kid. Cyclops Better Than Wolverine gives us a super chat. Says, I'm showing up with no presents and taking a plate. You can get some cake. You can get some cake there. Cyclops Better Than Wolverine. Carrot cake. All right. So Ryan says carrot cake. Henry says vanilla. Yeah. Joel seems pretty bland. Just basic ass vanilla. All right. What kind of other just generic happy birthday? Yeah, it's gonna do the Joel just does the happy birthday. It's your birthday thing. That's what it is. So a rare beast. I'll read your super chat here in a second. A rare beast. Did you get your cake order fixed up?
No, I got to deal with that. So my
Are you gonna be like a cuck cake, Joel?
you were waiting on that so
Oh,
much.
I had it. I had it unloaded.
You suck. Oh. All played. So we're getting it from Loblaws, which is the big chain store in Canada. And the reason we're doing that is actually because my sister-in-law who works at a Loblaws bakery. Can't dox her because there are lots of Loblaws. And she was like, you can do, instead of the slab cakes or the half slab or the quarter slabs, you can do them in cupcake form. And I was like, oh, that's much better for the kids. These are all like 3-year-old kids. They don't need like cut up, I don't need to cut cake pieces for them. So I went yesterday. And by the way, this was my sister-in-law told me, like, you can do cupcakes instead of the half slab. Tell them you want cupcakes. They can do that. And they can also laser print the whatever image you want that that's in our book. So we picked the book, we picked everything. And I go yesterday to order the cake. The guy looks at me like I'm friggin' crazy. Like I'm from another planet. And I say, we want to do cupcakes. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know if we could do that. And I was like, you gotta find out. I can tell you, my sister-in-law, she said we can do that. She does it at her store. And they're like, okay, well, let me take a look. So that was them calling me to say, no, we can't. They had also told me that they can't do the laser etching or the laser printing because, quote, their printer has been down for a while. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with this Loblaws? Like, why can't you do anything? It's been something. So now I got to call them back with my replacement order, or at least figure out with my sister-in-law, like, why can't I get cupcakes?
I think you're getting cucked, Joel. They're making you sit in the chair and they're saying, "Oh no, we can't do these cupcakes for you. Watch us bake this cake with no laser printing because that's down as well. You just got to sit there
Gonna
and
raw
watch."
dog my cupcake. I do need a replacement store. You're right. So you know what? While we're here, maps.google.com. Let's find out where the nearest Loblaws is. That's not the one I went to.
All right, I'm gonna read this super chat from a rare beast. My neighbor got the Red Ranger. He scared me. So as I was saying before, your cupcake called. I grew up kind of like your wife, where we had like the parties with the friends and the family, and it was like in our backyard and stuff. And my parents got me like the Ninja Turtles one year. There was definitely one year where we did the Ninja Turtles. I feel like there was one year where we did the Power Rangers. There was another year, like when I was like really young, where it's just like a normal ass clown. So, but yes, that's basically what it is. Is there's people dressed up as whoever, and they come and they just do party tricks the entire time, and the kids have fun. It's an entertaining thing, and yeah, the parents just stand around and make sure their kids don't get into too much trouble. So that's basically what happens with those things. You know, nowadays I just go to Chuck E. Cheese with all the kids, play the SpongeBob coin game for 2 hours, and that's my birthday party.
That's what I'm excited for, is when I get to that point where I can just take them to a place and like run wild and free. There's a place literally, like I'm looking at it up the street from us, that has that ability. It's perfect, but we can't do it yet because they're 3.
Joel's gonna take his kid to Chuck E. Cheese.
God damn it. I was waiting for that. The second it came out of my mouth. Hold on. My wife and I pissed her parents off because of the birthday party in the afternoon. We're doing one in the morning. We're like, do a pre-nap.
Morning.
Oh yeah. 3-year-olds, man, run all their energies out and then let them take a good long nap this afternoon. That's the plan. Fair. Oh, my kid wakes up at 6-7 o'clock in the morning. So you gotta get that energy, get the jollies out.
That's fair. I get that. But morning seems, I don't know. Yeah, usually I'm used to like afternoon or even like evening, depending on the.
It's about the age of the kid.
Well, the age of the kid and like what time of the year it is. Like you're not going to do like an evening thing in December because it's dark by 5 o'clock, but you can do like an evening thing in July because it's still bright out at 9, so everybody can come over after work or whatever and do an evening thing. So yeah.
Henry saying cleaned up and done by collision time.
That thing ends at 11. That starts at 11. So
yeah. So this week they're going to be airing both episodes. This is on Triller Plus. AEW is going to have Collision on the Triller Plus feed Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern, is my understanding. They're basically airing it like Monday 3 a.m. GMT. And it's going to be one full episode. So we're not getting, if you're a Triller Plus subscriber like I am, you're not getting 2 1-hour episodes. You're getting 1 2-hour episode, which I'm so excited for because it will give us gems like Slate, like last time, AEW Collision number, 2658. I hope I get to see that. But anyway, now I get to watch Collision on Monday morning instead of Saturday night and Sunday nights.
What's going to be disappointing for the American fans is like, oh, it's 11 o'clock after the NCAA tournament. Much like the NBA All-Star game, everybody, let me tell you a secret about these college basketball games. They don't end and start when they say they are going to, because college basketball games take forever. For absolute ever. It's 20-minute halves. So theoretically, it's a 40-minute game. Somehow, these games take 3.5 hours. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but that's how long they take. So 11 o'clock is more like 11:30. And much like it was with Grand Slam, the Triller feed started right at 10:30. But now, because there is no Triller feed, it's going to be, you're just going to have to wait till Max starts its feed at 11:30 or whenever the games end, and you're just going to be out of luck with things. So yeah, you think the show's going to start at 11? It's not. I promise you, it's not going to start at 11.
It's probably why Triller decided we're just going to air everything the next day in a 2-hour block, because that way no one's spoiled. Everything's airing together, and you'll just deal with it.
It's kind of lame. Triller should just air it. Triller should honestly.
They should just air it the normal time on a Saturday.
Air it now.
Yeah, that's true.
Assuming the tape has been sent in, just air it now.
Are you kidding me? They don't have to edit anything, and they get it live from the venue, and they just don't broadcast until they have to
do that. That's how it should work. Because, I mean, whatever. I'll be around. I'm sure I'll cover it to some extent. We'll see. Maybe it doesn't seem like there's too much to cover.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch it on Monday. That's my plan. Monday morning. I don't have to do the drop off in the morning, so I'll just watch it then.
Maybe they'll announce that they're airing backstage footage from some event on this episode.
Nah, I doubt it. It's just gonna be a thing. It's fine. Ryan Lambert chiming in saying Little Caesars Land was where I had my birthdays.
Little Caesar Land. I feel like I only know Little Caesars of, again, like pizza. So I just feel like that's just a giant like pizza place. Am I wrong?
I would assume, but Ryan's gonna have to set us straight. Unless it's a little land where everyone's dressed up as Caesars and you have to try not to get stabbed in the back.
Yeah. Maybe it's just like he's saying Little Caesar Land, and it's just like a souped up Little Caesars. Remember, like Pizza Hut, you could actually dine in those places, and they had like the buffet and everything. That was good stuff back in the day.
You ever do the Pizza Hut buffet as a kid?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Used to go there all the time.
I barely did it. It was
like they still have, I'm pretty sure, like bookworm for Pizza Hut and stuff. You read a bunch of books and you get like a free thing. So I used to do that all the time. And we'd go in there and get the buffet. And the thing with the Pizza Hut buffet, or the Pizza Hut like dine-in, is they always had like good they had like rewards and stuff. So if you went like during basketball season, you could get like a NCAA basketball. You could get, I meant to bring this up yesterday with Vinny, but you get like the little Beauty and the Beast like puppets, things like that. And they had like different cups and everything too. So Pizza Hut had like the stuff you could like earn or buy, or however you get it, you could get that kind of stuff.
I remember that. I remember the Pizza Hut, the Reader Club, and you get a personal pizza out of that, which is like a 4-slice little pizza, like literally this big. It was tiny.
Yeah. It's pretty. They still have that because the kids do it, and so sometimes we'll go and they'll just get their little pan pizza, and then that'll be theirs.
My kid better get that when he's growing up. Ryan chimed in and said it's a big arcade place that had a Little Caesars pizza and buffet. I want to go to there.
All right. Yeah, that seems. I'm not the biggest fan of like Little Caesars, but it's cheap, so it goes a long way, if nothing else. But yeah, that's pretty legit. Chris saying Pizza Hut lunch buffet was legit. Anybody have a CC's? You guys heard of a CC's pizza?
We didn't have that growing up, but isn't CC's? I thought that was more like a Northeast thing, but I guess not if you're talking about it.
Yeah, I would say it was in the South for us. It was North Carolina. We had a few of them there. So CC's is like a pizza buffet, but you could like tell them what you want on your pizza, and so they make it, and then they just put it out, and then obviously like other people can have it if they want to, or else they just made a whole pizza and one person's gonna eat like 2 slices, and then it's gonna go to waste because nobody wants ham and bacon and pineapple and jalapenos on their pizza except for this one person. So yeah, that's what CC's would do, is you could like tell them what you wanted. I
like it. I would get it. So a little wrestling talk, very little, because wrestling is overrated. So I went to the Smash show before Elimination Chamber, and we got a little bit of news out of that, right? The news was that Cassie Lee was going to come back to WrestleMania and face Jody Threat for the Smash Women's title. Well, apparently, and Cassie was also going to bring Jessie McKay. There was the inspiration. We're going to come back and be a part of this show. Unfortunately, it turns out that they are no longer going to be involved with Smash Wrestling for this event. And instead, they actually kind of leveled up a bit, because Jody Threat's going to put the Women's Championship up against Layla Hirsch. And that was a pretty damn good alternative to having the inspiration. Looking forward to them eventually coming to Toronto. I was a little skeptical because I knew that Jesse and Cassie were going to be in Vegas for the
Yeah.
Prestige show and for WrestleCon. So for me, it was like, are you really going to jump your ass all the way across the time zones to do one show in Toronto over the weekend? Like, I get it. Like, Sean Spears is from St. Catharines area, but also like it's Sunday. It's WrestleMania Sunday. Why would you do the booking? I don't know. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to talk shit about their decision to take or not take a booking. But regardless, I'm pretty happy to see it's going to be Jody Threat and Layla Hirsch at this show.
I saw that announcement last night, and when they were like, "Oh, due to unforeseen circumstances," like the circumstances are they're booked for WrestleCon all weekend. I don't know why this is unforeseen. Like they were announced and everything. It seemed pretty clear that things maybe weren't going to line up too well for them. But hey, Layla Hirsch is a good replacement to take on Jody Threat, and I'm sure Jesse and Cassie will make up that date as well. So
they'll come by when it's actually summertime in Toronto and not freezing ass cold. But they're running the show at Rebel, which is the same place that TNA or when it was Impact used to come to all the time. And I didn't realize that Rebel was still open because it's kind of a dump, but also that they would be running there for Smash. It's a good venue. I think people should go if they have the opportunity. They're going to be doing a watch party for WrestleMania, and if you've never been to Rebel, they have ginormous big screens to watch the show. So if you're looking for an alternative spot to watch Mania and you want to watch it with other wrestling fans, don't know why you would, because some of them are smelly, but hey, who we are. It's a big event, big space. You could watch it from anywhere in the venue. You should go to Rebel Mania because Smash is pretty great. I will be in Las Vegas for that event. I guess I can finally say that. After weeks of not being able to put it out there, yes, I'm going to Vegas for WrestleMania this year. I'll be there for the week, and I'm very excited, Jeremy, for one reason. Literally one reason. Can you guess what it is?
You're going to fight Dave LaGreca?
I am going to fight Dave LaGreca. Circumania is happening. And why am I bringing up Circumania? Well, Sean Ross Sapp is doing it too. Circumania is going to have a ton of WrestleMania style shows, atmosphere, themes, events, all at their giant resort and hotel. This is my hotel of choice for WrestleMania season. Unfortunately, I also found out that at Circumania, the wonderful Chris Van Vliet will be there. Very big fan. But I also found out Busted Open's going to be there. And we actually found out before this all was announced, because when Adrian Hernandez was in my apartment talking about whatever, he mentioned it. He mentioned the Circa thing. And I was like, well, what's going on? Well, I'm going to be going every single day to that live Busted Open show. And I'm going to bring signs and I'm going to yell, "In the Weeds is better than Busted Open." I'm going to put ITW and then do the sign, the greater than sign, BO 247 or whatever. BO is body odor to me. So I'm going to go and I'm going to wage war against Busted Open live in Las Vegas. And I hope you all wage war with me too. Tell David I'm coming.
Show up in a red bathrobe and just punch him in the face.
Oh, I'm going to get a green bathrobe. What are you talking about? We need a Weeds bathrobe, an In the Weeds green bathrobe.
I was thinking he wears the pink, so I was going like a darker shade of the pink. That's basically what I was going for.
No, because I'm going to beat him up so bad that pink bathrobe is going to turn red with his blood.
All right, there you go. I like it. I like it, Joel.
Someone asking, no, I don't smoke. I'm pretty straight laced when it comes to that stuff. I'll drink once in a while, but I'm not a big smoker. So there you go. Bubba fears Jeremy. That's the sign. If you're in the Vegas area or you're going to be going to WrestleMania, come up to Circa. I'm going to be there. I'll be there every single day. I'm gonna tell Busted Open like it is. I'm gonna bring a hot tub. I'm gonna sit in the hot tub next to where they are broadcasting at Circa, and I will yell incoherent sentences about how much better our show is than theirs, despite the fact that they get thousands upon thousands of views and are on a major satellite radio network. It's not important. Not important. In the Weeds is better than Busted Open. Start telling LaGreca and crew that I'm coming to them. And then tell Chris Van Vliet I'd like to see him again.
Tag him.
Oh, I'm going to. Yeah. Tag them all. Let them know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna DM David LaGreca every single day, and it's gonna be the MVP theme. I'm coming every day. It's just going to be I'm coming every day, until eventually I'm there. I should probably find out where they're going to be broadcasting from. I'm going to piss off Mark Henry with my own existence.
Oh boy, yeah, that's true. That's very true. It's like Fightful. I heard we got heat with Fightful. Like,
yeah, for the list we didn't make.
Yeah, for the list we didn't make. Yeah, it's like, why does Fightful dislike me? Like, I don't know, Mark. We didn't make that list. Don't blame us.
Take it up with your former employee.
Yeah.
Former employer, I should say.
Yeah, I feel like he still does some work. He's on a Legends deal at the very least, right?
Yeah, I think he does some scouting as well.
Yeah.
They're all working together. It's okay. People saying they're fed pilled. I don't care. They talk about the shows. They do work with WWE, but I'm sure if AEW came calling, they would consider the deal. For all I know, LaGreca is going to do the stand and deliver pre-show. That's an excuse to be in a bathrobe. It'll be 10 in the morning when that show starts. Do a pre-show 9 a.m. Bitch, I'd be in a bathrobe too. I hope LaGreca shows up in a busted open pink bathrobe.
You should crash the stand and deliver pre-show, Joel.
Just everywhere they go, I'm shadowing them. Yeah. You think WWE PR would have a problem with this? I don't think so.
You know, they got the LaGreca heads. You just gotta have one of those signs that is held up everywhere behind them. Maybe it is the Bubba Fierce Jeremy sign. Maybe it's just the ITW is better than Busted Open sign. You just hold that up behind him everywhere you go.
We got to get that going. I know y'all are fantastic and we love having you in the chat and we love having our pals join us, but it's going to happen eventually. Someone's going to bring a sign that says ITW better than Busted Open. ITW going to do the sign and be better than Busted Open. Someone's got to do it and then send us the photo. Send us that it's happening because listen, you see Grapsody signs there, you see Steven Larson signs there, you see Busted Open signs unfortunately there. It's time to start bringing in the weeds signage to your wrestling experiences. I need it.
I disagree.
Chairs, God damn it, not duck chairs. Stop it.
See, I disagree with that line of thinking completely. I don't think anybody should bring an in the weeds sign to your wrestling show. I don't think you should go to a wrestling show. You should do something better with your life than go to a wrestling show.
I'm trying to get our statistics on the show. You're actively taking away from the opportunity.
You bring a sign with the hashtag Joel is wrong. That is the sign that we need at wrestling shows.
You know
Joel is wrong.
You know what? I'll take it. If somebody brings a hashtag Joel is wrong sign to WrestleMania, especially if you're sitting in one of the closer rows, if you're spending $25,000 to go meet John Cena for lunch, I want you to wear a t-shirt that says hashtag Joel is wrong so that your photo opportunity with John Cena includes that t-shirt, at which point I will praise you like I should.
I like Richard's idea. He said he's going to do something next time he's in Tampa, Orlando. It's going to be a trash can of Joel's ideas. Yeah, got the trash can right here. All of Joel's terrible ideas are in here.
People are menaces. I hate you.
Hear it. Hear all of Joel's bad ideas shaking around in there.
It's like 2 things in there.
No, there's a few.
Have you been padding the stats?
No, I don't do that. Why would I do that?
Yeah, something you would do in this case.
It takes extra time. I'm not Nikola Jokic out here just getting these fraud triple doubles against terrible teams and losing. Oh, get out of here. I'm Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm number 1 seed. Efficient and earning it the right way. I'm not a free throw merchant. I'm a trash can merchant.
Bonker's asking how people can afford $25,000 for it's not a dinner, it's a lunch, by the way. Get it right. We talked about this on Wednesday, and the general consensus is they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think they could sell it. There is clearly market research that has gone into them offering such an event, and like they sell it. Someone always goes, and I don't think they're giving it away. Like maybe 1 or 2 high rollers in Vegas, they see it and like John Cena, hell yeah, lunch with John Cena for 25 grand, let's go. There's levels to it. It's not for us. Well, we ain't affording that. For chat, maybe some of you might. Some of you are maybe just quietly just saying like, I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to talk about it. That's fine too.
Here's the plan, Joel.
All right.
So this dinner thing is on Saturday, lunch, sorry. It's on Saturday, right? How many 5-star restaurants are like on the strip?
So here's the problem with this idea. Because it's such a grifter town, all of these restaurants will either call themselves 5 stars or be legitimately 5 stars. And every hotel will be like, we have a 5-star restaurant in Vegas. I was like, well, that's not what Google says, so screw you. Like 5 stars according to who? The Vegas guide, the Google guide, the travel advisor guide. Like, who's making you 5 stars? We don't know. I really think it's going to be the Fountain Blue restaurant, whatever one's in that hotel.
All right. Well, my idea was, you just get a bunch of your friends together and you just stake out all the 5-star restaurants, and then you figure out where it's at, and then you just all swarm there. Crash the $25,000 John Cena lunch. That's everybody's WrestleMania mission.
Crash the lunch.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the ticket information for this John Cena lunch. John Cena. I don't even think you can get it on location. Can I find it? Because it's like, yeah, it's all ultra VIP. So you had to be like specially invited. That's kind of the whole thing, is you had to be specially invited for that. That's how you know they have people who are buying these things and they're not watching these shows. Or if they are, they're in their cars and they're just nodding along and they're laughing along and having fun. They're not in the chat. I love y'all. If you are and you're doing it, amazing. Appreciate you. But I don't think they're really out there flaunting their abilities here. That's all. Plot twist. Their Meltzer 5-star restaurants. Dave just shows up like, I give this one 5 stars. We can eat here. Dave, it's Shake Shack.
What is that Dave voice?
That was more like a Brian voice. I get it.
That was like your Heyman voice right there.
Kind of was. You're right.
Yeah, you went like squeaky low or squeaky high for some reason.
I went more to the Brian and less to the Dave. Yeah. My mistake. Regardless, I can't do the Dave. I have to cough a lot before I get to a Meltzer voice.
Well, and just things,
Oh, I had heard that they were thinking of I don't know if I should really tell this, maybe they'll be angry. Oh, maybe it's out there, but I was told it's maybe it could be that this place had at one time or another been given a 5-star designation. I liked it. It's more of a the 5-star.
You gotta throw in a bunch of knows.
Yeah, you really got to get in.
Dave. Dave's great on radio. Dave's great on radio, by the way. Just rules.
I need to be doing this. Sorry, it's I had heard that they're going to be working with a 5-star restaurant, and I know a lot of 5-star restaurants in the neighborhood.
You gotta the knows always pops me every time he does it. It's a lot too. I can't say anything. I have hiccups like that myself, so this is not a way to say, oh, Dave is bad at this. It's just a way. That's his thing that he's very known for. I hope I'm going to get so over. I'm just going to say so at the end of every sentence. People will start to just say so and attribute it to me. So
okay.
That one's good, Chris. That one's good. I didn't like the food, but the place is packed 5 stars. I think it'd be like the opposite almost of be like, I really enjoyed the food. It was the food was fantastic, but the place was empty, still 5 stars.
I'm looking at, there's a lot of restaurants and places at Fountain Blue. Let's look at their signature dining restaurants.
Okay.
So it could be Don's Prime, which is their steakhouse. The hours are 5 to 10 daily. They could open up and do a private event without worrying about other people's reservations. That could be it. La Fontaine, which is where they do their brunch, is open Thursday to Monday from 7 to 3. Again, probably busy on a Saturday. People are probably, going and enjoying their brunches. Komodo is a Southeastern Asian flavor. Probably not where they're going to go, but they're also 5:30 to 11. And then Poppy Steak, which is the golden era Hollywood meets modern day spectacle, one-of-a-kind steakhouse, offering guests the ultimate Vegas evening out. This one is 5:30 to 11:30. So they could go there. or
Yeah.
Ito, which is another Japanese place, or the China Club with its CHYNA, by the way. Not kidding. Cantonese
The ninth restaurant of the world.
Ninth restaurant of the place. How many signature restaurants do they have? And then there's cute. They're all like Asian inspired or steakhouses. Mother Wolf is another one, a Hollywood concept from the larger than life Chef Funky.
Oh, I hope they play Wolf Mother songs. Just that's all they play over the speakers.
You know, you're
it's just that song on repeat.
They're serving Roman classics, so maybe Roman Reigns shows up.
You get to eat Roman Reigns. You get to eat the big dog. That doesn't sound good. That's classic Roman.
I know one person who would pay $25,000 for that opportunity. She has a little dog, but she likes the big dog.
Oh, what are we getting at here?
Shout out!
I was thinking of a WWE reference. I was like, Al Snow? Like,
no, do they have Bojangles in Vegas?
Hell yeah, man.
Mania.
Man, I miss Bojangles. I miss Bojangles so bad. It's unfortunate how much I miss the Bojangles.
I think they're either going to Don's Prime or Poppy Steak because it does not get in the way of reservations. They're both steakhouses. It's safe options. You know, they have the grill 'em up style food or a salad. So I think it's one of those two. It's at Fontainebleau, which is their official hotel. That's where that's my locking in final answer. Or they're going to put you on a bus and take you to like Slater's 50/50.
All right, guys. Everybody stake out the steakhouse, and we can crash the John Cena luncheon.
Joel, why did you miss most of your media obligations for WrestleMania weekend? I was trying to find out where the stupid John Cena lunch was. Why didn't you just ask WPR? Oh. Well, I found out where it was, and they didn't let me in. I'd love to, because they're gonna, probably pouch your phones for a lot of these, especially like the Cody bus thing. I feel like they're gonna take your phone. I would love if they gave access to like a 1 or 2 outlets to just film the experience and be like, on location invited me to do this, and this is what it was like. This is why you should go. Really, just so I could say I got to do it and do it for free and not spend $10,000 to meet Cody Rhodes and go around his bus and steal vodka from it. Oh, and then see the WrestleMania setup before everyone else. That's
what
you
should do if you do the Cody tour? You switch
ask production how the frame rates are on these cameras.
That's true. But you should switch the Wheatley with the Mana and then just make him think, like, what the fuck's the Mana doing here? What happened to my Wheatley? He thinks like The Rock broke in to his bus. Cody would come up with such a good story if someone ever did that. He would tell this story randomly on like all the podcasts. It would be like the bus catching on fire story, which I was a real thing that happened. I'm glad everybody was safe. But like that's how he would tell this story. He's like, yeah, we had a tour of my bus, and the craziest thing happened. There's just a bottle of Mana sitting where the Wheatley used to be. It's like, was this a sign from The Rock? Did Dwayne break in? Did John Cena break in and leave it? And the story would just grow and grow. It would just go from a bottle of Mana to like a full bottle of Mana to like 3 bottles of Mana. It would just, the Cody lie would just get bigger and bigger.
By the 5th time, he'd be like, so that night I went to get dressed for the show and I opened up my closet. It was full of those shirts that The Rock used to wear. And all of a sudden, all I had were these like Prada Lion Rock shirts. I didn't know what to do. So I called up Arn and he brought me my gear. It was in the back of a truck and I had ordered it from UPS the night before because I just had a feeling this was what would happen. This is what we do.
He's like the night before WrestleMania. I did get this is like his 10th time telling it until he's like, the night before WrestleMania, I woke up dead from my dead sleep. And Dwayne's just sitting there in my tour bus. And he just looks at me and he just goes, Mana. And I was like, huh? It wasn't a dream at all. That's what happened the night before WrestleMania. Dwayne's just sitting there as I was sleeping and hands me a bottle of Mana. Like, I thought this guy wanted to kill me. I just wanted to drink mana with me. Oh, the Cody lies on this would be amazing. This is all right. This is the new goal. We're going to crash the John Cena lunch, and we're going to switch the Wheatley vodka with the mana tequila. That's the goal for everybody attending WrestleMania.
Man, that's gonna be. And I've got a fight busted open. This is we
got
got
to fight Dave LaGreca. WrestleMania is going to be wild, man.
I don't know if I'm going to make it through that week. Yeah, I'm going to go all the way till Monday night and be like, what did I do? I'm going to leave T-Mobile Arena after Raw and be like, that was a great WrestleMania week. What happened? And I'm going to have to get like Adrian Hernandez to fill me in as to what happened.
Are you going to do like a vlog? Are you going to go around and with your selfie stick and just vlog
so
everything?
No, not necessarily like that. I'm going to try and get as much as I can. That's one of the reasons why I got a new phone, was because of the battery being a lot stronger on it, and also I've got packs, battery packs as well. One thing I'm toying with, and none of this that I'm saying is like gospel, so everything's kind of still in the mix, is at nights what I might try to do is a short live stream. Again, this all depends on what the internet's like at Circa where I'm staying. I might just do like a debrief if I'm not like completely out of it or needing to be up too early the next day. I might do a quick like, hey, this was what the day was like. This is what happened. Try to do kind of a lifestyle vlog instead. You're obviously welcome to join, but I also know it's WrestleMania week, so it's kind of nuts. And
be a nice break for me.
I just
it's like 3 a.m. I'll be up.
Yeah,
I'll pop on. Sure.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know. But then if I do it, then by the time everyone gets to it, it will have been the morning for you guys. So nothing's set in stone. I'm just kind of, I'm thinking of ways to make this experience engaging is probably the word I would use, because this is something that a lot of our watchers, listeners, whatever, don't get a full immersion from. But you hear about it. We talk about it with our friends who come on and talk about the experiences. I want to take you guys in as much as I can, beyond just, hey, I'm going to a presser, or not a presser, we'll do those too. I'm going to like the media day, where the junket, like I can tell you now, it's going to be bonkers. It's going to be full of, hundreds of outlets getting 90-second interviews maybe with wrestlers if you can get there, and you really have to be immediately ready to go. Set up your stuff and just go sit down with the wrestler, ask your questions, do whatever. I'm mentally preparing for that, and when I get the list of wrestlers, I'll be able to work with that. But yeah, it's just a lot of like, what am I doing and where am I going and what shows do I want to be at and which ones can I feasibly be at, and making the most of this opportunity, because I didn't go to Sean lightly. I said I will do it because Sean didn't want to travel for now, and I said, this is how much the flights are from Toronto. And he said, if you can get a flight at that amount, we will do it. And we will be laughing because it's Canadian dollars, which is nothing. And he was right. And we were able to do it. So we're doing it. And I told him how long I'd be there, told me where I'd stay. And now I'm going to do it. So my feeling, and I've said it on the show, when I did Money in the Bank and Jeremy was there, I did not feel like I did my best work. I want to do better this time. And I know others have come to me and said, well, I thought you did a really good job of Money in the Bank, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, that's great. And I appreciate that. I personally feel like I can do better. And I have higher expectations of myself for this trip. And so I'm looking forward to it. And I want to bring the most that I can back to this platform and to everyone who supports us and me.
You're going to get partner promo punch in the face so over during WrestleMania week. It's going to be
Fuck you, Malcolm. You can't do Waffle House. I'm doing partner promo punch in the face. That's gonna get over.
It's gonna be the talk of WrestleMania week is partner promo punch in the face. People are gonna be. You're just gonna hear it everywhere. Wrestlers are just gonna be talking to each other, like, "Oh, what do we do? Partner promo punch in the face. Here's 3 names. It's gonna be over, brother."
So people know how much I despise these little lavalier mics. I do not like people doing interviews where they're doing this, but that's why I get 2 of them. I got this. This is actually from someone who lives in our building. They weren't using it anymore. They were actually on Big Brother Canada. Shout out to them. He's not using it anymore for the content he creates, so he gave it to me. And I thought to myself, when I do partner promo punch in the face, I can literally do it from my phone because it's a really nice new iPhone, and I can shoot at. It's all for socials. and we'll be putting it up on YouTube Shorts, whatever. And I'll do it with literally every single wrestler that I come across. It's a 30-second segment. I just turn on the microphones, get it, and let's go.
Yeah,
that's part of my strategy. I will be doing partner promo punch in the face with a lot of people.
I look forward to it. I think you're gonna do great, Joel. I thought you did very good at Money in the Bank. That was a stressful, like kind of few days for a number of reasons. I thought I was awful in Toronto. Like I didn't do a whole lot, but I wasn't like out of my element. I was just, my headspace was not good for that Toronto trip. And like, I thought I dragged things down, and then stuff happened and it became a thing. But I thought all of your stuff was good. I think you're going to do fantastic at WrestleMania. Unless you don't punch Dave LaGreca in the face, then the whole trip's a failure.
And it's a loss. That's the whole thing. I'm really going so that I could show up at Circa and just be like, immediately be like, where's David LaGreca's room? I'm going to land. I'm going to get to my hotel. It's going to be late. I'm going to be tired, maybe a little jet lagged because it's a 3-hour time difference. I'm going to be like, where's that son of a bitch? And they're going to be like, oh, he's room, da-da-da-da. Like, did he get a nicer room than me? And they'll be like, well, actually, yeah, he's staying with his wife. I'll be like, that son of a bitch. And I'm going to go to his room and I'm going to be like, this is my room now. And pack up your shit and you get out of here. And they'll be like, do I know you? I'll be like, yeah, I'm your worst nightmare. And then he's going to laugh and close the door on me. And I'm going to be like, shit, I really should have picked a better opening line.
Should hand him bottom mana. You got to be friends with him first, you know?
Oh, I will do this, Jay Grells. Partner promo punch in the face, Dave, Bubba, Mark Henry. It's just me asking wrestlers, me asking Janela, who do you want to do that with?
You got to come up with some random ones for Janela. Janela's not taking the baseline partner promo punch in the face. You know, you got to go out of the box with him. Yeah,
I just got to do non-wrestlers with him at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like wrestlers who had like one-hit wonders and one match and never showed up again. Ludwig Borga.
It'll be good. All right, I'm gonna read some super chats here. Chris says, "I went to sleep on my bus, woke up in the back of a liquor filled with mana." He corrected to say liquor truck filled with mana. I just like that Cody is like placed in like a liquor bottle just of mana. He's like trying to get out.
Drink your way out.
Yeah, it's a Wheatley bottle, but it's mana in the Wheatley bottle, and Cody's just confused as shit. That would actually be a good bit too, is if you replace the Wheatley bottle with another Wheatley bottle, but then he drinks it and it's mana. Oh, what a shock to the system that would be.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. I want to do, you know what? If I ever get an interview with Cody, we're going to call it In the Wheatleys.
I don't like it, but I understand.
Get the other super chats.
I don't like that one, but I do understand it. Meet Norma says, I get half off Papa John's because Ovechkin scored. I got money because Ovechkin scored. DraftKings is running a super boost last night. It's like 88% boost on an Alex Ovechkin goal. I was like, yeah, this is a good boost here. So put like $20 on that thing and made out kind of nicely last night.
By the way, just a reminder, all of the super chats from today's show is going to the Chris Bey benefit. That is this Sunday. It's on Triller. If you're in Vegas or the surrounding areas, you can go to that show. Tickets are still available. But yes, all of the super chats from our show today will go to that Chris Bey benefit. And again, go check out that show. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's in Triller. It's on Triller Plus. You know, if you have the subscription, you get a bunch of independent shows, including this one. Like, if you're a fan of independent wrestling, you should probably have Triller Plus, because that's where all the GCW shows are. That's where House of Glory is. That's where FSW is. You basically need that subscription if you want to check out current talent and kind of the next wave of talent.
Sorry, this got me. Enter David LaGreca's room and politely sitting. Actually, what really got me was this one. Sorry, I stomped on the end of that promo. Bring the toy you used to fight Sean to fight Busted Open. So absolutely, yes. But here's the problem with that. I can't bring that across the border because I will get so many questions. And also, I only have so much room in my backpack.
Don't you have a suitcase? What do you put in the suitcase?
You've seen my big, it's over there, my big black travel suitcase. You've seen that one? That's what I'm traveling with because your boy is on ultra basic funding to get to this show. That's
it'll
why.
fit. It'll fit in there. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's gonna have to fit along with 2 suits, clothes for 7 days, my camera gear, and
just
all
like
other stuff that I have to bring. My Switch, for example.
you don't
Ditch
have
the
to bring
Switch and bring the porn thing. I could do that too.
yeah. Just
I
like
am a
roll
computer,
it.
my docs and
Just
stuff.
like roll it up in one of your shirts.
They're still gonna want to see it. They'll see it in the thing when it goes underneath.
Yeah, you're going to Vegas. They ain't asking questions.
That's a good point. But I'm a Canadian going to the U.S. in this economy. They might be asking questions.
You just say, you guys are fucking us all day. I'm just trying to return the favor. That's all I'm trying to do here.
Henry's mentioning 2 suits. Yeah, I'm at the point where I think I might do 2 suits for Mania. One for the junket and then another one for another event. I'm not going to Hall of Fame, at least that I know of. I'm not planning to be at the Hall of Fame. But would you be going to the Hall of Fame, Jeremy?
For Lex Luger, maybe.
That's fair.
I was a huge Lex Luger fan. Like him, I just rewatched it like last month. Him winning the title on Nitro. I was a big Luger and Sting guy. So yeah, for Lex, I probably would. Triple H, I don't like. He doesn't want to be there anyway. He doesn't want to be on TV. So I don't know how great that's going to be. Michelle McCool was like fine during her time, but I have no real attachment to her. The Natural Disasters, no real attachment to them. But for Lex Luger, I would highly consider going, and if it was like feasible and worthwhile.
Okay, so I'm looking at it because originally I thought that Spring Break started later. So I might actually go. Maybe I will try to do the Hall of Fame. Spring Break is at 7 p.m. local. And Hall of Fame is at 11, right? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
So Spring Break's at 7 p.m. local? Is Spring Break running during WrestleMania?
No, it's starting Friday.
Oh, right. Everything's Friday.
Hall of Fame is Friday. Yeah. No, I thought that Spring Break was going to be later, but no, it's running Friday.
Are you not going to SmackDown then?
Why?
Spring Break, I mean, fair. I assume they'll have some like stuff on SmackDown.
Every time they do a SmackDown before an event, like every time, it's funny because I talk to my friends who have done other WrestleMania.
You're gonna miss the Andre.
Yeah, I don't care. I can watch it on my phone if I really want to. I'm trying to go to a bunch of stuff at Palms for that weekend. One that I want to go to the Defy show if I can. I definitely want to go to Bloodsports.
Yeah. Now Spring Break would be the like top of my list of shows I would want to go to, and Bloodsport would be right there. Both those shows are very much up my alley, so I would understand that. Just follow Cole around, follow him around, and just haunt him.
I had to reach out to Cole for sure.
And I assume he'll be on these shows.
Clusterfuck Forever is after night 1. That's at 11 p.m. local. Yeah. So I could feasibly make it, because that's the other thing is, because it's West Coast, this is one thing that's like really messing with my brain, is that WrestleMania is going to start at like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Local. And so I'm going to be sitting there like, okay, what do I do with the rest of my night when we get to 9 o'clock? I don't know. Maybe there's someone here who can give me a hand with the West Coast timing and everything going on. Joining us now, the one and only Cameron Hawkins. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I like that your cup matches your hoodie.
It's nice, right?
Yeah. Aesthetic there.
What's the logo on that cup? On the cup?
That is Culture, stylized CULTOR. I think it's a local tequila brand here in Texas.
We can't promote anything that's not Mana, so we gotta blur that logo.
Understood. I'm drinking creatine out of it though. No tequila is early in the morning. So yeah.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Cam?
I'm well. It's the last Friday of spring break. I go back to the office on Tuesday. Just been relaxing, doing some work for the other job. So everything's cool. Yeah. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check it out just yet. It was really interesting. We never released things like, okay, with the wow, that's loud. This might need some dryer. With the those are great questions. With the I'm sorry. Quiet you. With the ringer, we typically, we did like the Seahawk Fridays, where we'd kind of go up, 7, 8 a.m. Friday morning with the stories we wrote. With Yahoo, it hasn't been so different. It's typically like a Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon thing. So this took a little bit longer to write just by the nature of it, getting details, going back and finding audio. So yeah, it was like there was something I wanted to add because it's really important when you talk about independent wrestling to acknowledge that TNA and AEW talents typically have contracts to where they can take outside bookings, and that's a big part of what Fourth Rope does and is able to do. And so I wanted to include Nick Nemeth and Masha Slamovich and the infantry were on the card. Fun story about the infantry made me think of it. So I wanted to add that in. So I figured it'd go tomorrow morning. And the different editors work different shifts. And so the editor who I was working with, I had never talked to him before. I was like, hey, I just wanted to add this. He was like, oh, cool. He's like, it went up 30 minutes ago, but I'll toss it in. I was like, oh, okay. it's like 7:30 at night. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Let's make it happen. But yeah,
they wanted to do it while TNA was on. That's all.
That's what it is. But no, we were at the venue, and I have a good relationship with the infantry, with Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. So like whenever they're like in San Antonio, like I take them to my favorite restaurant. I do not pay for them because they have more money than me. But I let them know where it is and come sit down and let's enjoy it. So they get to the venue in Austin, and not only is it downtown Austin at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock on a weekday, it's also South by Southwest. So they basically shut down all the parking within like a 5-block radius. And so Carly and Sean get there and they're like, where are we supposed to park? Like, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know. So like me and Sean Dean rode like 6 blocks to like the very edge of where you could park as the city street office is shutting down everything. So it was fun getting to talk to him for a little bit. But thinking about that while I was working on the story, I was like, oh yeah, I got to include that they were there. So we kind of got to do that on the back end. But yeah.
So for those who haven't seen it yet, it is on Yahoo Sport, not on Crowned. It's called West Side Gun's Fourth Rope Promotion aims to merge cultures and create a new space for longtime fans. I did get a chance to read this morning before we went on the air because I saw that it was posted, and also it's a Friday, and I kind of figured if Cam's putting it out there and it's up there, we'll get to see him. One thing that I really, really, really liked, you mentioned the Babs Wingo showcase and the fact that her niece Kim Martin was there, not only as a delegate, but also doing media and talking about the influence that Babs has had in not just Black wrestling culture, but pro wrestling culture as a whole. I didn't know this. I never realized that this was something that Gunn was doing, and also that was being brought out to Fourth Rope. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because it really caught me.
Yeah, sure. So as the cards coming together, I'm speaking with Tavia Hartley, who used to work for WWE. If you've seen if you ever saw DJ Who Kid's show with MVP and Omos and Top Dollar and Ashanti and Trick and Mello, Emilio Sparks, Philip Lindsay, Grapsody, Fightful, and myself, we actually wrote that show. And that is where I first met Tavia. She was there with Greg Domino. And I tell her this, and I mean it sincerely. And she's like, no, that's exactly what I am. Vince hired her as WWE's Black Wrestler Liaison. That is who she was. She has a background in marketing and advertising. Now she's working over at Marvel. And so she's got, her finger on the pulse of kind of everything. And so as they're putting this together, she had been kind of working with the family, I think, in relation to Queen of the Ring, Mildred Burke movie. And so we're talking, and she's like, "Hey, I'd really like for you to interview Babs Wingo's family." Going into the show, we talked about this weeks ago, and I didn't know who exactly was going to show up. So it was Kim, and it was another family member. Kim being Babs's niece, and I believe Ethel Johnson's niece, and her mother was the third name. I'm sorry.
Marva Scott.
Marva, yeah, that was her mother.
That was
yeah. So and yeah, she just kind of broke it down, man. Like basically, they picked up aerobics and acrobatics at the YMCA and kind of started to train themselves on wrestling. And then they get in kind of with the Burks. And Mildred Burke's husband at the time was really like, "Yo, talent is talent. And we are going to go with the people who are exciting and good." And they said they were in Columbus in the Midwest, 8,000 seat arenas. They were selling out. And it was really interesting. I thought the coolest thing that she said was, even when this is like the 1950s, right? Even when it was a big wrestling event, you'd have white people sitting on one side, you'd have black people sitting on the other. It was still segregated. And, it got to the point where, because of how prominent they were, the crowd started to mix. And so they literally integrated wrestling crowds. And just hearing her, kind of the encyclopedic knowledge of her family, of what they represented, correcting, things that WWE didn't get right with, Hall of Fame induction. And it was just great, man. That is something that we're really missing. And when I say we, I'm not talking about wrestling specifically, but the ability to reach out and touch these historians who've been carrying this thing for years. It means so much. And literally, as we're doing it, you have Alexis Littlefoot, Charity King, Maya World, Jocelyn Navarro. They're all right outside the media tent, like listening. And it was just so cool, man, to watch kind of generations, kind of come together and them getting the chance. Well, not that they don't know. These are very smart, educated women, but getting to be in the presence of what they come from and who helped pave the way. And not just them, like, Brittany Brooks is there, Thunder Rosa is there. This is not just Black history, American history. And man, it was great getting to be with somebody who, carries that legacy and cares so much. And again, Tavia and Gunn, the fact that means something to them, like that they know where this all came from. It just meant a lot, man. It was really cool.
Cam, you got anything going on WrestleMania week, since that's kind of been our topic of the show today?
Yeah, man, I touched down Wednesday. I'm doing media for Dragon Gate. So I'm covering their event, I believe Wednesday night. How cool is it to get a DM from Ho Ho Loon? I was like, I'm so cool. Like, it's amazing, right?
I should probably reach out to Ho Ho, because when they announced the match that he has with Reese Maddox, I was like, this is neat. And his reply was, is this neat? I was like, is this sarcasm? Because you're scaring me, Ho Ho Loon.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, it's pretty cool because I like Reese. Anyway, continue.
I think I told you guys the story. I might have told you last time I was on. I told you about how, well, right now I'm doing commentary for West Coast Pro on Thursday afternoon, 3:00. So yeah, me too, Jeremy, me too. I was like, okay, we're gonna make this thing shake. I'm excited about it, and the fun part was, as I'm talking to the guys over there, they're like, hey, yeah, we'll do a 3-man team, and we'll put you on there with Evizu. He's a Smash streamer. Do you know who that is? And I stopped for a second, and I was like, you don't remember me introducing you to him for this job? Because what happened was, it's DreamCon back in August or July, I believe, ran by the guys at RDC World. It's like their big anime and kind of nerd culture convention. And so I'm working media for that. and I get a DM from a man, Eddie, and he's like, "Hey, would you like to come write for us at Complex?" And I was like, "Of course, like I grew up on Complex, right?" So and in the same day, I have media time to interview Evisu. So him and I are talking, and wrestling comes up. Talks about how big of a wrestling fan he is, and man, I'd love to do commentary. I was like, oh, so we get done, and I was like, hey, you stay like out west, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, would you be interested doing commentary for West Coast Pro? So now he does commentary for West Coast Pro. So then when I'm talking to like the guys, he's like, yeah, do you know Evisu? Yes, I know him. I'm the one who sent you the guy. What are you talking about? So that is that's what I have planned for Thursday. Of course, Thursday night is Wale Mania. Joel, just say the word.
No, I'm serious. I'd love to. To be a guest and to be welcomed into that space would be a pleasure.
Yeah, we definitely make that happen. Outside of that, I told my little brother's coming, and my little brother has never seen me in like a work capacity as far as like media goes, right? I told my little brother in 2001, I want to say, I said, hey, I'm going to be on stage at Wale Mania next year. Never met Wale. Talked to Kaz like once. Talked to Sparks like once. And then, yeah, I was there. So my brother like still thinks I'm cool and I can like make shit shake. So my brother's coming, but he originally got his flight for Friday through Sunday. And I was like, if you want to see me, you need to rebook for Wednesday through Friday, because once, probably Friday midday hits, it's all to the races, man. Like you said, WWE media, it's probably going to be what, like Friday morning?
Dude, I don't even know at this point. It's just going to be a lot of opportunity, but also too many people. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what it looks like yet.
That's probably Friday morning. And then Saturday and Sunday, the day's over. You know what I mean? When you wake up, you are figuring out the distance from your hotel to the stadium. You're waiting outside the stadium for them to let media in. You're making sure that you get a seat next to a port so you can plug your computer in. And then last year was the best of both worlds, because I did the press conference night 1 and did not do it night 2. And boy, not doing it night 2, getting the fuck up out of there. I love that. And so like, I think for this year, if given the chance, if there's somebody who like really wants to be in that, like young and hungry, I'd be like, yo, go for me. Like, that's fine. They got my spot. I don't know. Because it's Vegas. Like, the work. I literally just got off the phone with the guys over there, and they're like, hey, who do you want to talk to? And of course, I dropped the names. I think, you always ask for Punk, even though like it's not, you just do, right? Even though like it isn't really his thing. I think, and like, surprises. I did say, if I could get Jay again, that'd be great to talk about the difference in when we talked going into Survivor Series a year and change ago versus how different everything is now. I saw that the lady in the big platform boots did an interview, and we've been trying to catch each other. So hopefully that is done really, really soon. And of course, it looks like somebody's going to have a North American title shot. And that is, I get emotional because you can imagine, somebody you're close to, seeing them go from, a position that was great to a position that wasn't so great for them to being, back in a good position. That is something that I think I'm close enough to understand how important it is, but still far enough away to tell the story in a way that comes across as fair, because it's a job, but it is very much a person's life, a person who's very passionate about what they do and getting the chance to show people what they do. I think that's really fun. So the last couple of years have been really set the thing up. Probably do some writing that week. I don't see this being that. I'd like to have everything kind of squared away before I leave. And it's a little different with the Ringer as far as like the process. So like if we get somebody over there and Cal's like, Cam, you're gonna be sitting there right until Wednesday and we'll get it out Thursday, that's what I would do. But yeah, I think Wednesday and Thursday, I really want to be the Seahawk brand time, and then kind of dive into what the bosses need the next couple of days. So yeah.
For a minute, I thought you were going to tell us that you had a North American Championship shot. I mean, like, you didn't even wrestle, and here we are.
Hey man, it's the black getting somewhere title. So hey, maybe I'm in line. But no, I think that not just with Babs Wingo's family telling that story. Man, how cool it was just to kind of walk around with a West Side Gun, walk around with a Smoke DZA, with the Flash garments, with Benny the Butcher. It's just like it's for a kid who, I've been in Austin since 2003. I've been here 22 years. And so this would be technically it was my 21st South by Southwest. And to go from all my buddies driving up from San Antonio and sprawling all over my apartment and spending the night, and us trying to sneak into stuff year in and year out to be able to cover it in a professional capacity with like artists I really, really like and follow. It was just amazing, man. It's the most flattering thing for like us to just be there at 1 o'clock, watching people put stuff together, and West Side Gun to come out to be like, "What's up, baby? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? So good to see you. Glad you're here covering the event." I'm like, "Oh, this is great. This is great." And it's the coolest moment. And I, of course, like AJ Francis is my guy. It's always great seeing him just chopping it up. Me asking him to get 2 of my lady friends in because I only have so much pull. It was badges and lists. That was fun. It was cool. But the coolest thing, so Benny the Butcher shows up, and we're all kind of at the media tent, and he's over there with where they're handing out like the badges for everybody, and nobody will go talk to him. It's a bunch of guys with cameras and microphones all standing off to the side, and nobody will go talk to him. So elder statesman Cam is like, "Hey, what's going on, man? My name is Cam. Big fan of what you do. Yeah, you mind, doing a couple of interviews for us?" He was like, "Yeah, no problem, no problem." So he comes over, everybody like does their interview. I wait to go last because I'm like, look, I wasn't even there planning to write anything. I was going, we're doing audio, we're doing interviews. I'm like, I'll just put that stuff out. It'll be fun. Because originally I was gonna do like something in ring. And it got jumbled to where that didn't quite happen, which is perfectly fine. But I go last. I make him laugh real quick. I ask him about his friend's success. And it was just great, man. It was great. Shout out to those guys. What the fuck am I talking about? Friday night, Joel. Guess where we'll be?
The Hall of Fame. No, sorry, it's only because
Cam's reaction to that was amazing. He's still disgusted by you.
Dude, it's only because we were talking about going to
spring break. We'll go to the Fourth Rope show.
Oh shit, that's right. what time is it gonna be?
90 some shit. I don't know. Whatever.
No, I'm down. Oh shit, is that for the cultural show they're doing?
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, then yes, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry, because I was thinking the joke was we didn't know spring break was happening late or early, and if Hall of Fame would be, because I'm bringing 2 suits. People know this now. Long story, but regardless, that's why I came up. So yes, I will. If I can, I will.
Can I get a suit? I can get a suit. I have a suit, but like I'm a little bit bigger than I might have been through the,
I'm the same way. I got some people. I mean, mine was a little lower, but
yeah, I might need to bring a suit. That'd be cool.
That's just me. That's just me. I wanted to. I like to show out for some things. But yes. Let's do that, please.
For sure. Well, that'll be fun. But yeah, that, and then guys.
What, do you want to go to the roast too while you're at it?
You got to understand, like, there used to be this theater called the Ritz on 6th Street, where it was like, you know, I remember going to festivals there. I remember a Valentine's date there one time. Terrible movie. We left and got drunk. It was fantastic. But the Ritz was like the cool downtown theater that showed like the hip stuff. You know what the Ritz is now? The fucking comedy mothership. Like, admittedly, I was a big David Lucas fan. And so, because I used to see him on Roast Me. And so then I'm like, oh, yo, David Lucas is in Austin. This is great. Like, he gets to be on Kill Tony. This is great. And I watched for a while. And I was like, nope, never again. Actually, we went to the not this last New Year's, New Year's before, we went to their the Kill Tony New Year's Eve party. And you know, kind of the same way I am about Twitter now, where if a certain element agrees with the things that I say, or I feel like I talk like a certain element, I'm like, I should never talk like that again. I looked around that room like that. It was at the HEB Center where NXT ran Great American Bash and where AEW runs their Dynamites. So that was packed to the gills with people I would never spend time with. And I was like, yeah. And it just like, you know, we all know what happened with the Puerto Rico. And then he's like, the thing happens with the Puerto Rico joke. And then a few weeks later, he's like fucking on the sidelines with the Undertaker at the UT game. I'm like, you're infecting everything I love. And now he has a roast post WrestleMania. Absolutely not. I can't think of any place I want to be less. Maybe I'll find Jacob Fatu again, and we will, have one too many at the bar, and I'll miss my flight again. I would much rather do that than go see the roast of Tony. And it was his idea. Hey, guys, would you mind roasting me on goddamn teeth?
And like, they're gonna say yes because he's under the Endeavor umbrella and he's got a Netflix show. And like, I understand the reasoning. That doesn't mean you got to do it, but it is what it is. They'll sell tickets.
It really is. But it's like, again, we could get into what comedy is and what comedy should be. It's just not my jam. I thought it was at one point. It's just not how I give it up. And no. When they say, do you want to apply? Like when the sheet comes down of the things you want to go to, I'm leaving that one blank. I hope they let me leave a comment.
I just mark it out, just completely white it out or scratch it off.
But like, I don't know.
That's how they give you a backstage pass. You do so much that they rib you.
I know we'll find out. And I always, whatever else is going on, wherever WWE does their Boys and Girls Club event or their community service event, I always try to go to that. It's always really, really fun to see those guys interact with the kids. Again, we don't have a schedule. You know, people have been hitting me like, yo, have you got your credentials yet? I'm like, oh. But
it's supposed to be Wednesday, but we're still waiting.
Yeah. I assume if they hit my line today, it doesn't mean I'm persona non grata, right? But yeah, I think when that all comes out, I definitely want to go to that. You know, the year before, like in LA, there was stuff like, hey, can you come out to Mattel today? Like to look at the new action figures. Like, nah, but thank you. And are you doing any WrestleCon?
I have to talk to a couple people, but my plan is yes.
Okay. It's just a run, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna be free win? But yeah, Thursday, whatever day Thursday is, at 3 p.m. I'll be part of the commentary team. God, I hope I've never tweeted mean about any of the wrestlers, so they asked me to be taken off for their match. Whatever.
Who would possibly do something like that?
That would be unfortunate. You know, I don't know if that did happen or did not happen. What I do know is people's reaction to it possibly happening told me a lot about people. I may have gotten to a little tiff yesterday on the internet. And essentially, someone said, and it's their opinion, they said, hey, I like the guy who's challenging for the world heavyweight title. And I can't wait till he comes out and I'm going to do his entrance with him. And I can't wait to do that with the crowd. And here are all the reasons I don't think he should be champion. And it's like, you're just talking to talk. This is ridiculous. And they, of course, they got mad at me. What problem do you have listening to an opinion? Some opinions are fucking stupid. Maybe you forgot about that part. Like, why would you just inundate yourself with things that you find dumb? And I don't mind shining a spotlight on things that I find are dumb because people should know what I think is dumb. So they do less dumb stuff. They're not going to do less dumb stuff.
Yeah, they don't do less dumb stuff.
Right. Bring it around. The idea that for some reason, somebody should be able to say whatever they want about you, where you work, and what you represent, and it's never supposed to have consequence. A lot of people really feel like that. And I do not know where they discovered that. I don't know if they were raised to believe that. I don't know if their friend group changed that. I don't know if the fact that so many people operate off of online anonymity means that people should just accept it. But I think the problem is a lot of times it's anonymous people talking to public people. And sometimes, and this is not a shot at this guy because whatever. He's in a position where he has a large following. He speaks his mind, whatever that is. But once you parlay that into a public existence, into where you want to work places and you want to work with people, hey, sometimes you're going to have to answer for the things that you do. And again, I don't know if this was his specific situation, but I do know that people were somehow shocked and offended and thought other people were soft because they feel like they should be able to say whatever they want without any response and without any reaction. And I don't get it.
We have a new saying on the show. Wrestling is fake and so are these takes. And that's
trademarking this.
We should be. I should be walking around with the trademark like a Max Task. But the point is, like, that's what it is. It's someone who comes at you and it's just like, I love this guy. He's great. I'm going to do all of his stuff, but he shouldn't be champion for XYZ. It's like, well, then you don't give a shit about this guy. You just give a shit about what you're told to feel. And like, you just want to be contrary.
Let me tell you, let me put an exclamation point on what you just said. The same guy at Saturday night's main event tweeted, I unironically want him to win the championship because I'm a big fan.
I saw your back and forth, and then somebody was like, how can you argue with facts? And it was like, he just gave opinions about how he feels and literally started his conversation with, I'm going to cheer for this person. The whole thing was very stupid.
If you're of the belief that, and I think it's true, if you're of the belief that part of the reason that this person is in their position and that they're so popular is because they have a great reaction when they come out, you're contributing to it. You are affirming one of the reasons this person is in this spot, yet to appease the people on your Discord, you're writing dissertations about why they subjectively don't deserve. You know who's a championship level wrestler? Every single wrestler to win a championship. Yeah. It's like, what's the kid's name? Who's the guy who wrote the Michael B. Jordan superhero movie? Max Landis. Oh. And his dad's John Landis, right? Max said one time he was talking to his dad, and his dad said, Max, how do you kill a vampire? And he starts to list the reasons. You're like, steak to the heart and garlic and sunlight. He was like, you kill a vampire any way that you want because they're not real. Like, okay, like and what got me again, it was like, you're upset because they don't like somebody you like. I'm like, no, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm upset because they're stupid. They did something dumb, and dumb things upset me, and I don't know how. I had to tell somebody, I don't know how to help you properly process information. I don't know how to do it. This is outside of my wheelhouse. And here.
Some people are just dumb, Cam. You fight the good fight
Yep.
against them, but some people just cannot be helped.
I'm soft, man. I'm gonna go lift the Volkswagen in tears.
Before you go and before you cry it out, which I appreciate. That's a sign of a true man. Will you help me fight the Busted Open crew at WrestleMania week?
Shit.
Hell yeah.
No. Slow down.
No, that was you misunderstood that shit, Joel.
No,
Somebody's not seen The Wire or something out here.
I chose not to. I chose to hear it my own damn way.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Hey, Denise carries her own equipment.
Oh, Denise is separate. I keep her out of this.
Okay.
She's fine.
I'm not like
She carries her own
I
equipment.
feel like maybe there's probably a day of the week where with all the weights he's lifted for decades and decades, where you might catch Mark Henry slipping, not when the lights are on. And then LaGreca's, those guys are intense. You know what I mean? Like they are, and again, it works great for them. They're the yell shows. You know what I mean? Like there's the light shows and there's the yell shows. And the yell shows, I don't really play with them like that, dog. Nah, you got it, Joel. You got it. You got to call John Alba. He gonna bring a suit with no sleeves. Call him.
He's gonna show up and tear the sleeves off just to prove a point.
Can't wait, man. I'm gonna make sure I wake up for media day this time. They let me in at the last minute. It's night before WrestleMania, man. And
my guy, I will text you. I will make sure you're up.
I got in there. I got in there late. I need to. I probably need to do a quick equipment check. In that, I didn't bring a microphone last time, and I have portable mics now. I don't know. I'm not really I put the Benny thing on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm not really Instagram TikTok guy. I don't know, but I think that there's a place for that. I think it helps with everything. So I'll bring some stuff. I haven't bought any sneakers in a week, so probably need to do that a little bit. I was sneaker shamed so bad at Fourth Rope, and nobody said anything to me. It wasn't like they did it to me specifically, but Smoke Dizza has the brick for brick fours a week before they come out. Flash Garments is wearing the new Union LA Jordans that people just had to get off raffle that you can't find. They embarrassed me at the bank. It wasn't great. But yeah, there's some stuff to prepare for. But yeah, Joe, we'll have a good time, man. Just where you stay? Do you know? I'm assuming you have that set.
I will. The reason why I'm going to fight Busted Open is because I'll be at Circa.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to beat the shit out of them on their own turf.
This is,
and I'll probably hug Chris Van Vliet because he's great. He's doing shows there too.
Are you you're like the Warriors? Pulling up with broken bottles. What are we doing? Hey, shout out to Joey. Maybe have to see if Joey wants to go on a double date. I think that would be cool.
Oh, that would be. I'd love to see that play out.
Yeah, I haven't hung out with Joey in a while. That would be some things have changed in Joey's life. Could be cool.
Joey's a Fed stan now.
Yeah. I'm gonna say look, we're going we'll go to this nice restaurant only if she wears the headgear though. Okay.
That's the only way you get a table in that place.
Yo, how good was that show, man? It was a really good show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I like, again, I'm one of the biggest proponents of, hey, you got big, strong women, let them knock the shit out of each other. And of course, Willow and Stat been doing that for a minute. WWE's, they got the Rheas and the Biancas, the Piper Nivens. But yeah, man, that's, I like the direction that they're going. I thought that was a really, really good show. Yo, what the fuck does Orange Cassidy have against Speedball? like nothing personal, but I was like, he's really antagonizing this other babyface really hard in this match. What is going on?
Speedball goes too fast for Orange Cassidy. That's
That
what he has
is-
against him.
Yes, there it
Yeah.
is. There it is.
He's like, what are you moving so fast for?
Yeah,
This is nonsense.
what is all this the whole time? Also, don't let Megan Bain speak. No. Just let her be an avatar. Like, no, just not like the blue ones, like the actual meaning of the word. Just let her be a big machine who's evil and hits people and looks cool doing it. Love it. Do that.
Yeah, no, the show was good on Wednesday, especially with what they had to deal with the snowstorm and people, having travel issues, Moxley driving in. Like, it was, yeah, they did a lot with what they had, and it was a fun show. There's very little I can say negative about it. I think the main thing that people are talking about is, is Mox and putting his body through that. And for some people, they love it. Some people they don't. And you're either going to say it's for you or you're going to say it's not. And I understand, for some, it's a conversation of like, is that turning on fans or turning off the fans? But for me, I was just like, oh shit, I don't like this, but I'm still watching.
Yeah, I said that shit crazy and leaned back on my couch. But it's, but yeah, that was a lot. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to the gym. But yeah, Yahoo Sports, covering Fourth Rope, South by Southwest, Heels Have Eyes 5. Got to be around some really cool artists, really cool wrestlers, got an impromptu history lesson. I think it's the longest feature I've written for any outlet, I think. It's like 2,400 words, but had an amazing time. Loved my favorite thing that I get to do, I get the opportunity to really highlight local talent. And so I talked about like my man, Eric Wood, who is the videographer for my local promotion with Inspire in New Texas. That was great. Biz hanging out, all the women on the independents, and shout out to Jeffrey John, who came from Ohio, who drove in. Shout out to my man, Nick from Culture Inc. It's amazing getting to be around these people who are, 5 years from now are probably going to be some of the bigger names around, and getting to watch them really get this thing off the ground kind of at its infancy is great. Shout out to Jeff Hardy for painting Zilla Fatu's face. He's just so genuine, man. I just love that guy. I really, really do. Shout out to Jeff and Matt. They mean so much to hip hop culture by nothing they've ever said specifically, but it's that counterculture they represent. It's that fly by the seat of your pants. It's being cool in your space. That was really, really great. Yeah, man, just an amazing time. Thank y'all to Fourth Rope, West Side Gun, Griselda for letting me kind of cover the event and help to tell that story. So yeah, check that out on Yahoo Sports when you get a chance.
Cam, looking forward to seeing you next month. This will be a fun time, and everybody go check out that feature on Uncrowned. It is really good. I'm glad I got to peek at it before we got to talk to you this morning. It was good.
Appreciate you guys as always. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. All right.
You too. Appreciate it, Cam. You enjoy your weekend.
There we go. As always, the one and only Cam Hawkins. Always nice when he pops in.
Yeah.
He's gonna help me fight the guys, right?
No, you're on your own. At least when it comes to Cam. That was hilarious. His shit, and you thought it was a good thing, and I'm like, no, it was not a good thing.
I think I knew, but I just didn't want to believe it.
You gotta watch The Wire.
I knew.
You were trying to just tell yourself he was going to be on your side.
It's going to help. Yeah. Ryan sending a super chat saying, need Joel to show up to Busted Open, entering a Roman's theme and saying acknowledge in the weeds. That's double great because you get to do the whole Cody stuff all over again. And I'll be wearing my green in the weeds bathrobe. I got to get a green bathrobe now and make it. I don't even know where I'll get that. But again, if you're donating a super chat, every single super chat, every dollar for this show goes to the Chris Bey benefit. There is a show going on Sunday on Triller TV, on Triller Plus. So if you have that, it's included in your Triller Plus. Chris Bey's benefit is from Future Stars of Wrestling FSW. All the super chats today go towards Chris Bey and to that benefit show, which is also benefiting Chris Bey. So if you want to get some dollars in, that's where it's going to go today.
Yep. All the super chat money is going there. You can check out the show, check out the interview we did with Joe DeFalco on Wednesday's episode. That'll be up as a standalone interview tomorrow on this channel.
Jeremy, the big news is out. WWE has announced the Slammies are back. The iconic award show will stream live from WWE World at WrestleMania on the social platforms of WWE on Sunday, April 20th. You can vote now on WWE.com for your favorite superstars, matches, and moments of the past year. Fans' choice, baby. Which one is going to be yours?
I don't know.
Well, so far, we have the...
Oh, I got a hard out at 10 here, or at 12 here. So we got to run through some stuff in like 15 minutes. I don't care about the Slammy Awards. Sorry.
What, you don't want to talk about the NXT Superstar or Faction of the Year? The New Bloodline and American Made are in a category together.
Okay.
Anyway, what else do we've mostly been talking about WrestleMania week upcoming, so there's that. Real quick TNA talk. I found it hilarious. All these NXT women tag teams are suddenly going after the Knockouts championships, even though they are not contenders for any tag team championships anywhere else. Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley are getting a tag title shot despite never winning as a tag team in NXT or in TNA. Lash Legend Jakara Jackson, the Meta Girls, came back and they were like, hey, we want a shot. And I'm like, you just lost your last shot. That was like a month ago when they were in Atlanta at Center Stage. They lost to Naomi and Bianca Belair for the women's tag titles. Now they want a shot at the Knockouts tag titles. And then Spitfire came out and like, we want our contractually obligated rematch. I was like, yeah, this is one time where, you should get that. And instead, they're not getting it yet. I'm glad that these NXT women are getting shots on TV, but man, they made no sense of it. So shout out to TNA for having a lot of ridiculous shit going on in their program, including everyone's banned from ringside, Jeremy. Every match for the foreseeable future, Santino Marella is just going to ban people from ringside.
Okay.
TNA. Great show. Go watch the post show with Crest and I. Boy, do we dive into that experience. Nick Nemeth still doesn't watch the product. Thinks his big brother his little brother is helpful. Piece of shit. Anyway, what else we got? Anything from Dynamite we're talking about? I think I kind of got my feelings out when it came to the Spikes and Mox stuff. Thought the match was good. Thought it was a good plunder match. They could have done that one at Revolution instead, but they didn't. They made it on Dynamite, and it was a good match. What do you think overall? Just get your quick thoughts, because I know you
watch Wednesday's episode, watch Thursday's episode of In the Weeds.
I hate it. You're really trying to get out of here before noon.
I have a hard out at noon, Joel. I'm not lying to you.
I know you're hard at noon.
I have plans. So
you have no plans. It's fine. Fightful Select reported that the plan is moving forward, Mercedes and Athena, to have a match somewhere down the line. There was talk of doing it at AEW All In. It could be maybe even as early as AEW Dynasty coming up in April. Mercedes and Billy Sparks had a really good standout match on Dynamite. Billy looking like she almost broke Mercedes at one point, but no, she got it. It was fine. Everyone's okay. But Mercedes and Athena seems to be on the docket. So your thoughts on finally getting to there, and would you do it all the way at All In, or would you do it as soon as Dynasty?
If you can wait until All In, then I would wait until All In. But it does seem like, because they did Mercedes and Billy on Dynamite, it seems like they're going to push it forward quicker rather than later.
They should do it at Dynamite. They should do it on a random Dynamite, just a random episode. Easy as that. Should really, really confuse the people. Do it on an episode of Ring of Honor. really, really give it that. I think that's it for that. Tonight, SmackDown is live at 3 p.m. if you have a VPN, or it's 8 p.m. if you want to watch it on the US like a coward. Roman Reigns returns. It's going to be Roman, Punk, Rollins in the same building at the same time. How's this going to play out, Jeremy Lambert?
I hope they just stand in the ring and they're like, next week on SmackDown, we will speak further. They just keep doing that bit of next week, we will show up. Next week, Paul Heyman will be here to moderate this whole thing. We can't do this without Paul Heyman. That's how they should do it.
I think Roman will get beat down tonight.
There's going to be no physicality.
There will be no physicality. Who am I kidding? This is, you know what? I like that this is a whole like 3 guys who hate each other build to WrestleMania. Don't need a title. Would be nice with one, but we can get there later on. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly looking forward to this particular matchup. But tonight we really get into the meat of how much they hate each other. Let's start getting real inside baseball with this. Let's start making Colt Cabana Art of Wrestling podcast jokes and talk about the Bears.
Roman might mention, protect Roman, build Roman, and stuff like that might come up.
Let's see what your friend Colt thinks. I have his number on my phone. Let's call him right now. Boom, boom. I have a question. Anyway, we'll see where that plays out. But I think this is going to be a good hater feud that people are going to get into, similar to whatever Drew McIntyre was doing with Punk, or what Drew will inevitably do with Damian Priest, because that thing's starting to play out. And again, they're doing a pretty good job of explaining why these two are intertwined and why it should be a match at WrestleMania. At first, people weren't so into it, but when you realize, no, Priest has been around throughout this whole thing in different pieces, you can make sense of it. It's not bad.
I thought the video package last week they did with Drew was really good, and Drew's gonna make this work, and Drew's gonna make it be meaningful. And Priest does a good job at this stuff too. But I really trust Drew with basically anything he's given right now.
Yeah, you can tell he's invested, and he's making the most out of his WrestleMania appearance this year. Braun Strowman, Jacob Fatu go 1-on-1. I'm sure that's going to be a match that happens.
I would assume Fatu wins.
Who goes through the barricade? Who puts whom through the barricade at ringside?
They already did the barricade spot last week.
Yeah, they do the barricade spot every time they can. If they can.
Yeah. They'll both just go crashing through it, but Fatu should win.
Yeah, I'd expect that. If they have Braun Strowman beat Jacob Fatu, laugh my ass off. That would be a very strange decision, but who knows? Zelina Vega takes on Piper Niven. Zelina Vega's going to beat Piper Niven.
Yes.
That's unfortunate. And then Jade Cargill takes on Liv Morgan. This match I'm looking forward to. Jade's first match back since her, not departure, her being written off, her injury, as it were. And Liv Morgan wants to beat up Jade Cargill to show that she didn't actually take her out. I'm sure this is going to be Naomi.
This is going to be a non-finish match. Raquel gets involved. Naomi gets involved. They got to have one non-finish match on each show. And this is the one.
Hell yeah. And then a pull-apart brawl to end the show.
With Tiffany and Charlotte, they're still just fighting from last week.
Fighting. They fought on trains. They fought on planes. They didn't fight in automobiles because they are very conscious of...
that movie sucked.
Well, I didn't watch it, so it doesn't matter.
No.
But either way, that's SmackDown. And then, of course, Collision is going to be a show that's already been taped. Lots of stuff. For some reason, AR Fox loses a match and then gets a trios title shot because that's just what you do. And sorry, I saw that and I was just like, huh? Okay.
Well, he didn't lose a trios match. He lost a singles match.
Still lost a match. I hate that. I think losing in any category shouldn't warrant getting a title shot. Shout out to you, Ricochet, finagling your way into a triple threat. Hated that, but that's
he won.
He cheated to win,
but he won.
That's fine. I don't know how I feel yet about the triple threat. I understand its reasoning. You get a lot of opportunity to do the singles matches between Speedball, Ricochet, and Kenny and different devices later on. But I guess this just sets it up that Kenny ekes out the win or dominates both of them. Who knows? But this is one way to do it. Unless you get real crafty with it. Ricochet wins the international championship, sets up Ricochet versus Kenny 101, and Kenny wins back the title. I don't know if you want to go that route, but if Ricochet can beat Speedball and win the title, then you protect Kenny and Kenny gets to win it back and things get a little more interesting going into All In. That's kind of where I would do it if I was, given an opportunity.
No, I wouldn't hotshot the title. Just keep it on Kenny, have him defend it until All In when he faces Okada.
You didn't need a trio to defend. You didn't need anything. Tell me there was a blizzard. No, you didn't need any of that shit. You could have put the crew with somebody and just said, this is it. Regardless, that's where we're at.
They could have just done like AR Fox against Leo Rush. And
sure. There's no contractually obligated. They don't need to do the monthly defending the trios titles because that was never a thing before. The whole 30-day thing. People stopped doing that, so we don't need to worry about that. And then TNT title match. You got Danny Garcia versus Adam Cole. Bey. Looking forward to that match. So there we go.
Yeah, I read the spoilers, so I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, me too. But looking forward to watching the match play out. And yeah, that's the bulk of Collision. There are other matches on, but those were the ones that appeared to me immediately. Is there anything else we got to touch on before we get out of here?
No, I was going to spend more time on Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Seth Rollins since that's the thumbnail. But we're out of time. The tape machines are rolling.
My God. Tony Schiavone's coming in. He's throwing ketchup bottles at us and telling us to go. Jeremy's got to go do things, so he can't stay long, as is tradition.
Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. The people will understand. I will not, but the people will. Leave a thumbs up on this video if you haven't already. Get there. Subscribe to the channel. Jeremy, anything to plug before the weekend?
Appreciate everyone leaving super chats. That'll go to the Future Stars of Wrestling and Chris Bey Benefit for Bey show. Thank you everybody for sending in your super chats today to support Chris Bey and the FSW show.
Go check out that show on Sunday. We'll be watching. We'll maybe talk a little bit about it on Monday when we're back at 10 a.m. Eastern. Looking forward to that and a whole lot more. So until then, for Jeremy Lambert, you know who I am. I said who he is, so we can go now. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.